There was also a study that was done by Gail Matthews at the Dominican University. She had people go through a 5-step process to set goals. And what she did was she divided them into 5 separate groups. The first group, the only thing that they really had to do was to think about their goals. I call this the daydream, where we just sit around, oh, wouldn't it be great if someday I could do this or that or the next thing? The second group, that's what she had them do, is yes, think about their goals, doing the daydreaming, the vision boards, the envisioning of all that they wanted in the future. But that second group also had to write those things down, pen and paper, proof of what they were thinking. The next group, the third group, had to do all those 2 steps, think about it, write it down. But the key thing they had to do was they had to create action commitments to what they needed to do, whether that was obstacles that they needed to overcome, skills that they needed to learn, or beliefs that have gotten in their way before. By making those action commitments, it brought them closer to getting to their goals. The fourth group needed to do all those other 3 steps, and this is the scary part for a lot of people, they had to share it with someone else, someone who was going to be part of their support group that was going to hold them accountable to the things that they said that they were going to do and give them feedback, which is what the 5th group had to do, which was report on a regular basis progress on their goals to someone else. Now, as we start digging into these steps, I'll help you to identify how you can individually go through each one of these steps. But in this study, and based on the data that I have found from Objective Management Group, those who go through these steps are significantly more likely to reach their goals. For example, I've been wanting to write a book since I was 9 years old, but it wasn't until I started sharing my progress with other people and reporting it to them that I actually achieved that goal. So by joining a writing group and by making myself accountable to them to show up every day at a certain time to write with them, that's how I was able to reach the goal after 30 something years of trying. I'm aging myself. Birthday was this weekend. All right, so let's dig into that first step of our goals, which is to think about them. Now on the slide here, you'll see that I have written down, and this is actually about 10 years old now, but these were my goals 10 years ago. Things that I wanted to do in my daily life. And so the prompts that are here are to get you thinking and talking with your significant others in your life about what do you want your ideal day-to-day to look like. This is where we start digging into what are those intrinsic motivations that are going to cause us to go above and beyond what we've ever done before. Now, for me, this was an exercise that I had to do by taking some reflection time, taking time off from work, actually putting myself so far into the woods of Maine that I didn't have any cell phone reception to distract me from these things. And it was a process that I went through over a period of time where I started to think about what are the things that are important to me and why are those things important to me? So for me, waking up in the morning, having sunrise and coffee with my dog, doing my yoga in the morning, that was something that helped me to feel peace, feel grace, and to feel gratitude in the things that I did have. Then the things that I would look forward to are traveling to new places. Greg and I were just talking about Spain and Portugal. These are the kinds of things that I look forward to, and it's important to me because I like new places and faces and learning new things to give me perspective on my own self. It's important to me also because of freedom and independence. I'm an American. I have been raised and inbred with this is the way of life, independence. I also grew up in a blue-collar family that was raised to believe that we are self-sufficient creatures and beings, that we should be able to take care of ourselves. So all of these things that I think about and daydream about and how I want my day to go are also tied back to the values and purpose that I feel that I have in life. It is a process. The way I got there was just kept asking myself, why? Why is that important? And when I had a hard time struggling with it, I would have other people ask me those questions. And then I would ask them those questions as we started to understand, why is this something that's important to us? Why is going to retire to Spain something that's important for us? Is it the weather? Is it the climate? Is it the people? Is it the food? Investing more in yoga. Why is that something that's important to us? What kind of an example is that setting for the rest of those that are close to us and around us? Now, one of the things that you may find in this exercise is that some of these are hard to answer. Maybe you don't have an answer to those things right now, and that's okay. Put a pin in it. It's not as if you're going to have this sudden realization of your purpose in life, like the angels from heaven have come down and said, this is your reason. It is more of a process that you work through. And by going and doing, whether it's yoga or walking outside or coffee conversations or wine conversations with your significant other, it's something that you come to realize as you work towards it. But this is a way to start to give you some of those reflection points. All right. So after we have done the thinking, we've done the brainstorming, we've done the conversation, what do we need to do next?